Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Once Upon a Crescent, a Muslim kids podcast. This podcast is a collection of original children's stories. I am your author and storyteller, Mrs. Hashmi. This is season 3. I hope you have your seatbelts on because I'm planning on taking your imagination on a fun story time ride. This story is brought to you by an organization that has been helping those in need since 1984, Islamic Relief. Please visit them after this episode at irusa.org. Today's story is called Junaid the Joey Kangaroo. Did you know that when baby kangaroos are born, they're the size of a jelly bean, and that they are actually born blind and deaf? The itty-teeny baby newborn kangaroo, or Joey as they are called, must climb and crawl into its mother's pouch to settle into after birth. There, inside the pouch, the baby kangaroo lives and nurses for 6 months. That means the Joey only drinks its mother's milk for 6 months. During these 6 months, the baby kangaroo is slowly but surely becoming closer to being ready for the outside world, kind of like our little Joey in today's story. There once was a baby kangaroo named Junaid the Joey. He was exactly 6 months old, comfortably snug in his mama kangaroo's pouch. Oh, the pouch was wonderful. It was always the perfect temperature inside. There was milk always available for Junaid, and he never had trouble falling asleep. The hopping motion of his mother moving around always rocked him to a perfectly deep slumber. Junaid the Joey's most favorite thing about living in his mother's pouch was the warmth and smell of the pouch. He just always felt safe and sound being inside this very flexible and roomy pouch. If it was up to him, Junaid the Joey would never leave. I mean, who would want to give up the ease of a cushiony room right against your mama? Imagine being snuggled and cuddled 24 hours of the day. It would be pretty nice to live in a little pouch right against someone that you love and trust. But unfortunately, Junaid the Joey knew that his time to leave his mama's pouch was soon approaching. Mama Kangaroo never rushed Junaid the Joey to leave. She would just tell him over and over again, "I'm here for you, Junaid. You can explore whenever you feel ready." Junaid the Joey loved hearing those words from Mama Kangaroo. Junaid knew he would be ready at some point. He just didn't know when. One day, Mama Kangaroo and Junaid were resting under a tree. The shade cooled off Mama and the pouch cooled off Junaid. Another female kangaroo approached them cheerfully. "Assalamu alaikum. How's young Junaid? Has he been hopping and running around everywhere? Oh, my little Yara barely comes back inside the pouch now. She's 6 months old, just like Junaid. She's always on her feet and she loves the ground. What about Junaid?" this auntie kangaroo asked curiously. Junaid the Joey curled up tighter inside his mama's pouch. "Huh? I'm 6 months old too, but I never planted my feet on the ground yet. I didn't even try my first hop. Oh, other Joeys are already leaving their mama's pouch?" Junaid the Joey thought to himself, worried. Mama flexed her pouch muscles tighter to make it even cozier and more secured for Junaid inside, and she stood up and bounced as she talked to this kangaroo auntie. "Oh, Amal, that's wonderful to hear about your daughter, Yara. She's such an adorable Joey. I've seen her practicing her hops around you all week. Your baby kangaroo is going to be off on her own before we all even know it. Junaid is going to explore outside of my pouch when he's ready," Mama told Amal Kangaroo Auntie. Just then, Junaid popped his head out of his mama's pouch and said salam. Assalamu alaikum, Amal Auntie. When your daughter goes out of her pouch, does she ever get hurt? Wa alaikum assalam, Junaid. Yara does get hurt when she tumbles and tries new things, but I don't think she focuses on the getting hurt part. She's okay with it. Maybe because I tell her that using her muscles in new ways is how her muscles will grow. Amal Auntie Kangaroo said as she stretched out her legs to demonstrate. Junaid the Joey wiggled and stretched his body inside his mom's pouch and wondered if him wiggling inside and stretching inside the pouch counts as him growing in new ways. Amal Auntie Kangaroo smiled and hopped away. The next day, Mama Kangaroo poked her head inside her pouch to wake up her son. She rubbed her nose against his face to cuddle and snuggle with her baby kangaroo. Do you feel ready today to exit my pouch and explore on the ground? Mama asked hopefully. Nope, not today, Mama. Mama tried again the next day. She poked her head inside her pouch to wake up her son. She tickled his cheeks with her face and gently asked, Do you feel ready today to exit my pouch and just stand on the ground? Mama asked hopefully once again. Let me think about that. No, not today, Junaid the Joey quickly replied. Mama tried again the next day. She licked her Joey on the head to wake him up. She nuzzled against his face and asked, Do you feel ready today to exit my pouch and maybe just tiptoe around the grass? Junaid the Joey popped his head out of his mama's pouch and peered down at the grass. It's green and wet, Mama. Mama laughed. Yes, it is. Junaid the Joey leaned forward out of his mom's pouch and sniffed the grass. He spotted a particularly beautiful bug. It was red with black spots on it. It fluttered from one blade of grass to the next. Junaid the Joey peered down further and further over the pouch until he rolled and tumbled right out of it. And he bonked his head on the ground. Mama watched as her little Joey looked around to the wet grass that he was now sitting on. He spotted the ladybug that he was looking at before, and he watched it leap from one spot to the next. Wow, Junaid said to himself. He looked around to the ground and noticed that there were little droplets of water on the grass. Suddenly he remembered that he was wet and on the ground. Mama, this is not like my pouch at all. It's wet and cold and I can't even feel you near me. I don't like it. I don't like being on the ground at all. Before Mama could even get the chance to come by to check on Junaid, little Yara the Joey bounced and hopped to Junaid. She had big eyes and such a friendly smile. Wow, you're doing great for your first time outside of the pouch. I didn't even sit on the ground my first time outside. I just tippy-toed. I'm Yara, by the way. We're the same age. Did you know that? Junaid the Joey didn't say a word. He was staring at this Joey kangaroo's legs. They were so strong and firm, and she was balancing and bobbing up and down. This Joey seemed so tall compared to Junaid, who was flat on the ground. Do you want to hop with me to the pond over there? I can show you how, Yara the Joey asked eagerly. Junaid remained quiet. He watched as his peer used her legs in a new way. If she can do it, I can too, he thought to himself. Junaid rocked back and forth and placed some weight on his legs. He pushed himself up. And wow, just like that, this little Joey was now standing on his two legs entirely by himself. This upright position made Junaid feel so tall and so strong. Junaid looked at Yara's legs to learn more from her. Yara had noticed the ladybug from earlier, and she hopped to every spot that the ladybug fluttered to. She kept up with the ladybug, and she chased it and observed it all on her own. Yara called over to Junaid. "Isn't this bug so cute? It's headed towards the pond too. Want to join me there? Ooh!" Yara hopped away towards the pond, waving to Junaid. Junaid the Joey made great progress today. He was standing on his 2 feet. This was definitely something more than he had ever done before. Junaid the Joey wanted to push himself a little further and try this hop. How hard could it be? Every kangaroo around him was doing it, and so could he. Junaid the Joey Kangaroo squatted all the way low to the ground. He took a deep breath and whispered, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And then he burst into the air and leaped forward, doing his first hop ever. He practiced launching himself in the air and leaping forward over and over and over again until it finally felt natural. Junaid the Joey Kangaroo forgot that his mama was watching this entire time. He quickly stopped and turned to her. He quickly bounced all the way back to her. He put his head inside her pouch and looked inside. Junaid the Joey hung his head inside his mama's pouch while his body was still planted on the grass. Mama giggled. "What are you doing, Junaid?" "Mama, I have 2 really strong feelings. I want to go play and be with Yara, but I also want to stay with you. What if I go to the pond and come back and you're not here?" "Oh, Junaid, you leaving my pouch right now to go explore and play does not mean that you're leaving forever. I promise I'll be right here. I won't even move from this very spot," Mama said with a grin as she made an X with her toes. "What if I go to the pond and when I come back you're here, but my pouch is closed and I can't go back in?" Mama smiled and replied, "I promise this pouch will be exactly how you left it. I'll make sure of it by holding it open the whole time you're out there exploring." Junaid's head was still inside his mother's pouch as he quietly looked around and sniffed the familiar scent of home. Should I not? He wondered to himself. Yara hollered from the pond, "Junaid, you have to try this." Junaid heard her voice from inside the pouch. He jerked his head out of the pouch and saw that Yara was splashing around in the pond with the ladybug fluttering nearby. Junaid the Joey asked one last question to his mama before making his decision. "Mama, what if I go to the pond and I like it so much that I want to be outside of the pouch every day?" Mama thought about this for a second. "Well, then I guess that would mean that you're comfortable enough to explore and play without me. I guess we won't know until you try it out," Mama said as she watched Yara and the ladybug from a distance. Junaid hugged his mama kangaroo tight and happily hopped on away to the pond. There, Junaid the Joey splashed and bounced in the water. They gargled the water in their mouths in funny ways, making each other laugh until Junaid was ready to be with his mama again. "That was fun, Yara. I loved playing in the water and making funny noises with you. I might be back tomorrow," Junaid the Joey Kangaroo said as he hopped all the way back to his mama. Mama was exactly where she said she'd be and exactly how she said she'd be, just perfectly still, holding open her pouch for Junaid to plop right back into whenever he was ready. Junaid exclaimed, "Mama, that was so much fun. I love the water. It's so fun to splash and play around. We made the silliest noises." Mama listened quietly as Junaid cozied inside the pouch and shared this whole new big boy kangaroo experience with her. Junaid stopped suddenly talking and had a thought. Mama, I just realized something. There will be a day that I leave the pouch for real, Mama. Oh, what will you do then? Won't you miss me when your pouch is empty and I'm away? Junaid the Joey was very worried about his mama. He just realized that there will be a day that Mama will be alone, and there will be a day where he will leave the pouch for the very last time and not return back inside. Mama rubbed her nose against Junaid the Joey's nose. In the sweetest, softest voice, Mama Kangaroo replied, I will miss you, and I will miss being close to you. And during that time, I will just remind myself that Allah is closer to me and closer to you than this very pouch on my body. Allah is closer to us than our own jugular vein, little one, she said, cuddling against the neck of Junaid the Joey. So close to us that Allah knows our worried thoughts before we even say them out loud. So close to us that Allah can directly hear our heart and hear all of our feelings inside of our heart. I'll miss you so much then, Junaid, but until then, let's just enjoy you being in my pouch for a little longer. Junaid the Joey was falling asleep as Mama spoke softly about Allah. It felt so good to be back at home in the warmth of Mama Kangaroo's pouch. Her scent and her rocking motion helped put Junaid the Joey into a deep, peaceful sleep. Jazakallah khair for tuning in. I love the work Islamic Relief is doing. They help millions of people around the world and here at home in the U.S. every single year. Please go to irusa.org or check out the link in this episode's description to support Islamic Relief so you can be a part of a mission that has been helping save lives since 1984.